We're going to look at some sales numbers, and the Street Fighter V beta has been delayed. Welcome to Press X. So lots of sales information has come out in the past week or so on Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo, which is pretty rare. So it seems like the Xbox One has sold 13 million units, which is a lot of units for this time in its life cycle. The PlayStation 4 has shipped a whopping 25 million plus units, which is absolutely insane. It is now past that of the GameCube and the original Xbox. The crazy thing is that the Xbox One is doing really well. The PlayStation 4 is just doing insanely well. I'm glad both are doing well and that the industry is thriving. We got some rare looks at the Wii U sales numbers, not so much with the console, which is over 10 million, but at the games. It seems that Splatoon is at a 1.6 million sold, which is very good for a console that only has 10 million in the wild. Smash Bros. Has sold over 10 million units, with 3.8 million of them going to the Wii U side, with the remainder going over to the 3DS. And the big one is Mario Kart 8, which has sold over 5.4 million units. That's half the user base that owns a Wii U owns Mario Kart 8. It's understandable. The Mario Kart series does tend to sell really well, but that is a huge chunk of people that own that game. Sticking with Nintendo and Smash Bros., it seems like later today, the new Smash DLC will be out, which will include the long-awaited tournament mode. Many costumes such as King K. Rool will also join purchasable DLC. It also looks like a Dr. Mario level has leaked, but we don't have any official word on this. It's very likely that it's just more content coming with this future update, because that's how Nintendo does it. They seem to like to say they're announcing something and get people excited and then reveal way more than was anticipated. Either way, the way they're handling DLC with games such as Smash Bros., games such as Hyrule Warriors, and games such as Mario Kart 8 has been fantastic. Even Splatoon, with its free weekly updates, has been great, and I fully support Nintendo's DLC policies. Games with Gold and PlayStation Plus have announced their lineups for August, so let's take a look at the games. We have Metal Gear Ground Zero, How to Survive Storm Warning Edition, Metro 2033, and Metro Last Light. This is a fairly good month for the Xbox. I'm sure people will say PlayStation had a bunch of these games already, and whatever, games are games, and this looks like a great month. Speaking of great months, let's take a look at the PlayStation Plus lineup, which is a really solid lineup. Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, which is kind of weird considering the new Tomb Raider game is going to be exclusive for Xbox for a while at least. Limbo, which is a fantastic, fantastic game that everybody should try out. God of War Ascension, which is the God of War game that I missed from the PS3 generation, so I'll definitely be going back and playing that. Stealth Inc. 2, which I expect is amazing. Stealth Inc. 1 was very, very solid, so I'm excited to try that one out. Sound Shapes, one of the best games for Vita, but an awesome soundtrack-based game. And then Castle Storm Complete Edition. Like I said, this is a fantastic month for both PlayStation and Xbox, so if you're subscribed to those services, make sure you go ahead and download these games. Speaking of PlayStation Plus and the games, it seems like they're adding a voting system to what games you would like to see in the next month's PlayStation Plus lineup. Now, this is all rumor and leaks and speculation. Sony has not commented on it at all, but these pictures look pretty real. And it seems like the way it would work is that they'd give you a list of games to pick from, you pick which one you would like to be free, and the one with the most votes will be free for the next month. Then the other ones will be discounted. I think that's a really interesting way to do it. My knee-jerk reaction is that I don't like it. I'd rather just have them pick. I've been happy with almost every month of PlayStation Plus I've been subscribed, but this is interesting. I'm welcoming a change. They changed it before where they had the huge collection of games to choose from and they would just add a couple games each month and remove things, more like a Netflix type policy. And then they did the 6 in, 6 out change. So this is just another change that they might try out, and we'll have to see how it goes. So look forward to more news on that if this does end up being real. And finally, Street Fighter V's beta has been delayed. It was originally supposed to launch July 23rd, where I was on vacation and couldn't play it, and apparently the servers had a bunch of issues. Like I said, I wasn't there to try it out, but this is what I've been hearing. It was very hard to get into a game if you could at all, and they ended up just taking the servers offline, apologizing, and saying it'll be done at a later date. So there's two ways to look at this. The first way is that this was terrible and that the game won't run well and this was a complete failure. But the other way to look at it is that they realized something was wrong and they couldn't handle what was going on. They decided to shut it down. They're going to fix it and retry it later to make sure that when the game does launch, it's at top performance. That's how I like to personally look at it, as I am excited for Street Fighter and I will be playing in the next beta whenever it reopens, though there's no word on when that is yet. So there's your news for the past week in gaming. Be sure to subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, and check out my other videos. I recently did an opinion video on what my favorite games of the year were so far.